Kyle Figueroa here with Figure Electric and Integration, bringing you into our project here, located in Needham in collaborations with Doherty Custom Homes and Sarah Hollingsworth Designs. Here on this project, we're going to be utilizing the Sonance Invisible Speakers. Now, in this video series, we're going to be showing you a little bit of the design and as well as the installation. On this new installation, we're going to be going into the pre-construction considerations we need to have when installing in the Sonance Invisible Speakers. What I'm going to be walking through is the key components that goes into these installations. First, starting off with the new pre-construction bracket, the isolated back box enclosure. And what this will do is prepare you for the installation that's going to allow for the drywallers to come in, perform their job, and which then will return and install in our speakers. Now, what it is we have to start off with is the pre-construction bracket, in which if we're going to be utilizing the back box, this makes it almost foolproof and sets up your depth and ready for your installation when it comes time for installing the speaker after the drywall and before plaster. This right here is a pre-construction bracket for the medium enclosure. And this also does come available that if in the instance you do have narrow beams, in a narrow version, and there's a narrow back box enclosure that is available for you as well. This is the Sonance back box enclosure. Now, what this does is that this helps to insulate the speaker and to avoid any audio bleed out on the back end. If you have, say, an adjoining wall, stuff like that, this is going to help and dampen some of the audio on the back end. This already comes pre-drilled and ready to accept our pre-construction bracket. As we go into the installation of it, very, very simple. Let's go ahead, fit your pre-con bracket right on over it. It already comes equipped with the 1032 screws or quarter 20 screws, I believe these ones are. And all we have to do is just adhere these right to it. Now, one thing I do heavily suggest is that and I stress, do not use an impact on it. Sometimes you go a little bit too much, and it will split this cabinet, especially if you go at it in the wrong way. Sometimes, a little less is more. But let's go ahead, start getting all the screws in. And will get you ready for installation into your wall. In your back box enclosure kit, these come with shims ready for the installation in a 16 on-center stud bay. To utilize these, go ahead, remove the double-sided tape. This is just to help you with fitting this onto the box. What I like to do is just butt that right up to the bottom side of it, just like so. Just go ahead and press that in. On the opposite side, go ahead, peel that adhesive, fit it on. Now you're ready for install. We already kind of went ahead and made our bottom marks for our bracket. Once the box is installed, we just tack these in since this is going to be removed afterwards. Just go ahead, just grab a couple of little sheetrock screws. Go ahead, hold that in there. Get it snugged in. After the pre-construction bracket is installed, the sheetrockers will then come in, butt their board right up to this. Once they are done and before plastering is being performed, we then return, remove this pre-construction bracket. Once that is removed, we're now able to then take our speaker and just go ahead and it will fit into the space perfectly. And then at this point, there are holes that are inside of these areas here that will then fasten this speaker to this back box enclosure. A few things that are very important to note when it comes to utilizing these speakers and when it comes to securing them. You're going to want to make sure that you're utilizing stainless steel screws for numerous reasons. Number one, when it comes to finding out whether or not there's too much plaster in the depth sensor, there's magnets that are built and incorporated into 4 points of this speaker. If there happens to be drywall screws in this area, you could get some inaccurate measurements. So therefore, stainless steel is preferred, as well as that when it comes for mudding and tape and moisture, not that it has happened, but could it happen as far as those heads rusting out, and then it could be something that could potentially permeate through your plaster And other things to note is that one thing to stress to whoever is doing the plaster or your drywall, when it comes to this, do not utilize any hot plaster. You're going to want to utilize joint compound as well as with a fiber mesh tape, not paper. Those are key notes to make sure you pass that along to your contractor and whoever is doing the plaster and drywall installation. Very important to note. If you're into high-end luxury design, you need to know why Sonance Invisible Speakers are my go-to choice. Sleek, powerful, and completely hidden, these speakers transform any space without compromising the aesthetic. Follow along to see how I integrate them into my top-tier projects and why they're changing the game in luxury audio design.